Good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Tonight, I want to talk about something that is really, really tender for women. It's something that we don't like to talk about because we're really afraid of the judgment that we will receive from other people around us, especially for those women, similar to myself, who are really independent, self-sufficient, and has a little bit of an ego that tends to protect us from outside harm. Now, for those of you that tune into spiritual communities, I'm sure that you've heard of yin and yang before. Yin being feminine and yang being masculine. If these two forms of energy are always in existence in our lives, we also need to ask ourselves, how exactly is it that we're thinking, and how is it that we are expecting God or the universe or the people around us to respond to our energy? There's this really sensitive topic that women often are afraid to bring up, which is the fact that we too want to receive. We're givers, we're natural givers. Women, by nature, love to nurture. Maybe on a spectrum there are varying degrees of nurturing. For example, the stay-at-home mom is much better at nurturing than the one that's probably very busy in the corporate place and trying to be a provider and earning a great salary. However, there are those different notches in between on the spectrum of where we lie at different points in our lives. For example, have you noticed if you are in a long-term relationship with anybody of the opposite gender, and this particular video is not going to be addressing LGBT issues, but if you're involved with somebody of the opposite gender, how often is it that when they get sick, they expect or request that we pamper them? Yet oftentimes as women, when we get sick, we're almost afraid to ask for that same type of loving attention, kindness, and help. The same applies for children. If you are a parent, when your children are sick, you are often putting yourself out there to do everything possible to make them feel better. Yet how often do you receive that same kind of love and attention? More importantly, how often do the people around you feel motivated to give you that type of love and attention? You see, this all boils down to energetics. Being feminine means that we are in this place of receptivity. However, because the people around us are not mind readers, often you'll notice that it's difficult for people to support us because they think we're doing just fine. And it's something that I believe I have fallen victim to so many times in my life. I remember asking family members for help over something, and they would just say, "You'll figure it out." I was actually explicitly asking for very specific help from a very specific person on a very specific topic. But why was it that they just let me be? It was because I have already developed an image in their minds of being this independent, self-sufficient female. And in the end, I did not receive the request, or I did not receive the help to the request that I was hoping to receive help for. And it left me feeling not just rejected, but sad. It made me feel sad because it brought up this very point that as women, it's very hard for us oftentimes to find this inner balance where we can actually put our ego aside and dare to ask for help when we really, really need it. For one reason or another, society has viewed asking for help as a sign of weakness, as if anybody can do absolutely everything at all times. And being female means oftentimes I just want help because to me, when somebody provides help to me, it demonstrates that they care. Yet, because we have always been self-sufficient, people around us start believing that they don't need to lend a hand. And even when we request that they lend a hand, they feel like, why are you suddenly asking me to do it? You've always done it yourself. If this seems to be a repeating pattern in your life, then you need to really consider for yourself, Is this the space that you want to occupy for the duration of your life? Is this the energetic space that you want to occupy and come from? If it's not the energetic space that you want to come from, then you need to ask yourself, have you developed the skills that help you to soften and ask for help at times when you really, really need it? And more importantly, when you don't get the help that you need, how are you expressing your discontent? Is it coming out as harsh, judgmental words, leaving the other person feel highly defensive? Or is it coming out in the form of tenderness? Is it coming out in a way that allows the other person to know not only your needs and the fact that they might need to change the way they're responding to you, but also give them space to tweak their own actions? This is really, really important. Because most of us know our response time is often correlated with the way that we have responded in the past. So when you expect somebody's actions towards you to change, you need to first give them the time to readjust their mental programming. So that's it from me. I hope that this particular video helps those of you Wonder Womans out there who wants to do it all, does it all, and at the end of the day just feels absolutely exhausted. And I hope that you will find a way to tap into your heart and find the words to express yourself in a way that leaves the people around you feeling more motivated to provide you with support. And with that, I'll sign off, and I'll speak to you in my next video. Bye!